What's going on, everybody? This is Tutorials, and in today's video we are going to do a step-by-step video on all settings in NCAA 25 and what options I have chose. Of course, you could ultimately choose what you want to, but here are some of the things that I am doing. This is probably going to be a 2 or 3 part video, and without further ado, guys, let's get right into the video. So the first part of our settings here is our game options. So obviously, the first one being favorite team. So I can adjust my favorite team if I so choose to. I can, and then offensive playbook. Offensive playbook. So my team is Alabama. If I want to, and I like another team's offense, I could choose that here. I could toggle with my controller right here, and I could go over to the team that I so choose to. So let's say that I want Army's offensive playbook, then I could do that. Now, if I don't, then I'm going to go back here to team specific, because to me that makes the most sense. You could also go to, different formations. So spread options, spread, veer and shoot, run and shoot, pro style. So that not only can you do teams, but you can do formations as well. The same thing for defensive playbook. I'm not going to do that. Another thing which is in this game is you could even out the team. So let's say that you're playing with Alabama and you're playing the Akron Zips. Probably not going to be a fair matchup. Let's say that you want to make it fair. You could toggle this on, and the purpose of this is to ensure that both teams are competitive by raising the player ratings for the other team in order to compete. So if you want to make the game competitive, you could do that as well. Skill level, you could adjust this from freshman all the way up to Heisman, and that's just the difficulty at which you're playing at. Quarter length can be adjusted. I adjusted this to 10 minutes. Of course, you could adjust it to 5 to 10, whatever you like. Play clock is on as well. So you can enable or disable this. And it says enable or disable the play clock. Setting this option to off at play call will turn the play clock off whenever user player is on the play call screen. You can play with an accelerated clock too. But you can't do this in Dynasty mode, and this just speeds up the play calling and moves the pace of the game. Minimum play clock time. This is only can be done after a rundown. You could even adjust the coin toss settings. So coin toss first choice. You could do it with. You could just do it with a. I could choose what I want to do. Kick, with wind, against wind, or receive. So pretty cool there. So basically with win, of course, you're leaving it up to chance. If I nominally choose this and win, I'm going to get kick. Now, and then you obviously have this for the second one, the control scheme. So this, let's see what it says. Control scheme, tap and hold, tap to lock in your accuracy, hold and let go to lock in power. And then you could do tap and tap. So you could do tap and hold or tap and tap, and this just has to do with throwing, wear and tear. This just has to do with the features of the players in the game. So what you're going to see their jerseys, I would keep that on. Passing type, you have many options here. You have placement and accuracy, classic passing, and then revamped passing. You could read each of those. Personally, I'm going to keep it simple, and I'm going to go with placement passing. I don't want to sit here and complicate that. Passing slowdown, not that important. Pass lead increase, and this is to extend the minimum amount of time, extend the minimum amount of pass led when precision passing in all pass types except placement. When using placement, this increases the amount of freeform pass lead. So this just has to do with throwing, reticle speed, visibility, and I'm going to keep this to user only for both. You could adjust your gameplay helper, so I could toggle auto on for auto flip defensive play call. Ball hawk, which is auto moving into position to execute a play. And then these aren't as important to me. You could do defensive switch assist. I'd recommend keeping this on. And then this is controlled player art. Always show the user controlled player's party art when in pre-play. And then you could turn on coach mode. So let's say that you haven't picked something and you haven't hiked it, then, you'll be able to do that. So when set to on, quarterback will automatically throw the ball if you do not take control of the snap. And then this is really cool too, injuries. So you can modify the overall chance of injuries in a game. And then, so I could set this to 0 or 100. So if I set this to 100, people are going to get hurt constantly. If I set this to 10, it's not going to be as common. It's more realistic. This is ultimately adjusting your fatigue. So lowering this is going to make your players not fatigued at all. And then upping it is just going to make them constantly fatigued. And then the player speed parity scale increases or decreases minimum in-game speed for players. And that's just another thing as well. This is just to enable crossplay. Highly recommend to keep this on. This is to turn on menu narration. I spent a lot of time on that first one because it's more important. Subtitles, you can keep those on. You don't have to. You can enlarge field graphics, but I don't see why you would do that, but you can do that there. Controller vibration, you have normal, assist, or off. I'm going to keep mine off. I don't like my controller on. Color blindness, I'm not colorblind, so I don't need this on. But if you are, you could change that. So red weak, green weak, blue weak, off. I'm going to keep it off because I'm not colorblind, but it's very helpful for people who are. Brightness, I've set brightness to higher as well as contrast to higher. And this is just, personally, it just feels like the game is more, it just feels like it's better this way. I mean, you also could keep it to default, but I have it to higher and then contrast to higher. These aren't as important either. You could turn on quick chat, and this could be accessed by pressing LT and RT. Dynamic camera effects, so it's an accessibility option to turn on dynamic and pulsing camera effects. I'm going to keep this on. My master volume I'll keep to 100. Audio mix, I'm just going to listen to the broadcast. In-game commentary, we'll keep that on. We're not going to adjust that. I want everything to be maxed here. I don't want to change anything. There's no need to. You could also adjust penalties. So this modifies the chance of penalties occurring for your team. So you up it, it's going to be more probable. You lessen it, it's going to be less. So if you want to make your life hard, play on Heisman and just put all of these to 75 or 100. And this is for all penalties: offside, false start, offensive holding, face mask, illegal block to the back, roughing the passer, defensive pass interference, all these different things. You could also enable these penalties from occurring for being flagged: ineligible receiver downfield, offensive pass interference, catch interference, intentional grounding, roughing the kicker, running into the kicker, and illegal contact. All of these can be toggled off or on. And that's going to do it, guys, for part 1. I'm going to go ahead and make a video for part 2. I'll be back, guys. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'm out. Peace.